YouTube. Well, we were away over the weekend, and I'm just going to do a real quick garden update. Corn's coming up good. It's really getting big. I planted some popcorn in here, and there's a row behind this corn here and around that barrel. These barrels are ones that I got from Tractor Supply. They were on sale. And there's a mix of, that one has potting soil, dirt, and some of the mushroom soil, which is basically pretty much horse poop. I planted 3 sweet potato plants in there, and I put lettuce in between and put some straw to keep the moisture in. Yeah, I still have stuff to plant. These are my peppers, and they are looking great. I do have some things on some of these. There is one of the cherry peppers there, some Hungarian wax. Looks like I'm getting cayenne and some other stuff I'm getting on. And these here are my zucchinis and yellow squash. They're looking really good. They're a lot bigger than even just last week. It's amazing to see how much they change. Potatoes are doing good. I did pull some potatoes out on one end. I've got potato bugs like you wouldn't believe, so I'm heading out to get some Japanese beetle killer because they're on stuff too. And I'll have to DE them again. Here's my mystery squash plant. As you can see, they're starting to really grow. There's a big one down there. And some other ones. This plant's got, it's got another large one right there. So, you'll see what they turn out to really be. Tomato plants, they need to be tied up. They're really kind of starting to fall over. Well, that one looks like it's broken. That cherry tomato right there, I planted, and when I planted them, it was like really kind of leggy. So I planted them like the root balls over here, and I laid it in the channel, and I broke it. I was devastated. I thought I broke it it was going to die. But it's coming back, so that's good. My tomatillos are looking good. This poor little tomatillo had gotten eaten by bugs, and it's coming back. As you can see, there's bugs on them now. They're going to have to get sprayed. And I hate spraying, but I figure if I use something organic, I'll be alright. I got to get these tomatoes tied up, because see, that one is starting to bend over and get all wonky with its stem. So is that one. We had a storm come through while we were away, and it just did some damage here. So the stuff that wasn't staked. So my peppers are doing good. My lima beans, yeah, they're doing okay. Didn't know they were runners. They're supposed to be Bush Friday, and they look like they're running. My beans, they are starting to flower. So I'll have string beans coming on here shortly. That's great. Here's my other pot that I bought. This one doesn't have any potting soil, and it just has topsoil and mushroom soil mixed together. Gonna put some tomatoes to stake up. And here is, I want to show you guys this. Let me get over here and look at it better. This is a cattle panel that sorry, I'm having a hard time seeing as I'm doing this because it's so shiny out. That is a cattle panel that I just arched. At one side over there I have beans planted, and this side over here I've got cucumbers. So they'll trellis up nicely. And underneath I have my herbs. And I have a bug. I'm not happy. Look at them. See those little buggers? They will, where is it? Where is it? Right there. Look at him, and he's eating. They've got to go. All right, well, that plant's hopefully not going to die on me. It's my dill. I need that for pickles. And sunflowers that I have back here. I have a funny story about these sunflower plants. I'll tell you in a second. But, oh my God, the bugs. They are crazy. There's some on that one too. That parsley plant. I'll have to get them off and dust them. Onions and garlic. I'm starting to pull some of my onion plants out. I'm going to start dehydrating. And if you've never dehydrated onions, I will do a video on that when I start doing them. Tip number 1, do it outside or it'll stink your whole house up. Tip number 2, I'm going to keep these all separate. So I have red, white, and yellow. And then I have some sweet onions over here. The great thing about these is I was afraid they were not going to come out, like an onion again once they were dehydrated, because I've never done it before. I don't think I did them last year. I think I did them the year before. And I threw some in a crock pot with a roast, and you would have never known that I didn't just slice them up and throw them in there. It was crazy. That's how good they were. Garlic. I had pulled some garlic out here. I just cut the scapes off of everything, so in the next couple of weeks I think I'll get them out of here and see if I can get my rototiller back in here and till all this, because the weeds just went to pot here. Terrible. And again, I haven't checked these since I've been back, but there's if I got cauliflower or not. I think these things are growing, but I don't think I'm getting any heads on them that I can see. I think it's just all green. Some broccoli. I gotta pull some of this out, and then I'm gonna get some bigger hoops and then put up the hoops down here just for the Brussels sprouts. Let me see if I can get some Brussels. I think these started to get some growth on them. I don't know if I can see in there. I don't know. I can't tell. Oh well. Well, we'll see. If not, the chickens get it. Somebody will be happy. Okay, so there again is my potatoes. And here's another plant that came out of nowhere. I don't know what it is. It's not getting anything on here that I can really identify what it is. So hopefully soon, there's a weed, it will, and we'll go figure out what it is. I don't know, it looks like it may be a cucumber, but I can't tell. I wish it would just start. It's got flowers on it, but no fruit. So it's a little frustrating. It's okay. So that's that, and let's see what we can do with the rest of this garden. I'm going to start doing some work out here. Since we've been away for the weekend, I feel like I am so behind. It grows so fast. Even over a weekend, it grows so fast. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that's it. I'll show you the garlic that I picked. I have it in the house. Alright, that's the garden update. I said I was going to tell you a story about these sunflower plants. I had started my plants down in my basement, like I always do every year. And this year I noticed something had eaten the tops off of some of my tomato plants. And they ate some of my sunflowers that I had planted and a couple pepper plants. I'm like, what is going on down here? Could not figure it out. I thought it was a bug. I couldn't find any evidence of the leaves. Couldn't find anything. Well, the other day I went down to get my corn. I had Indian corn to plant, and ants are all over me. And I had, I guess there's an anthill there. Yikes! And I had, excuse me. I had, the video is going everywhere in it. I had some Indian corn and some popcorn to plant. That was stuff I planted up the other end of the garden. And I'm like, thinking, what happened to all these plants? Well, I go down and here my packet that I had with my Indian corn in it was chewed through. I'm like, son of a gun. I cannot even believe it. We have mice. I could see where they tried to chew through a couple other packets of seeds. So I figured they were probably eating all my seeds. So these plants came up in pots where I was just planting like pepper seeds. All of a sudden, I'm like getting all these sunflower seeds growing. I'm like, where are these coming from? I guess the mice had gotten hold of them and dropped them in various pots. So, yeah, I can't even find the one packet I had with the mammoth seeds in them. So I guess they got a hold of them and potted them for me. Thank you, mice, sort of, I guess. They are going to grow. I got 10 of them here, and I got about 8 of them up in a pot in the house. So I don't even know what kind they are. I don't even know if they're the mammoth ones or if they're the other ones. I have no idea. So we'll see. And over here, I didn't show you this. These are melons. And now that I'm looking at these plants, I'm thinking that's maybe what that one is up there that I don't know. That's a mystery plant. I want to say I think I had corn planted up there, and I had melons planted in amongst the corn. So that's very possible that that's what that is. So, alright, so there's that update. Okay, I also want to do a little update on my fruit trees that I planted. The 2 end ones are cherry. They produced nothing this year, which I kind of expected because I planted these all in the fall. At least the cherry trees. Peach tree. That just got planted in the spring. It looks good. There's another peach tree. It's looking good. These are different varieties. I tried to plant them where I had mid, late, and early varieties. And they're all on semi-dwarf or dwarf. I forget how they say they are, but they're not full-size trees. They're on different rootstock, so they don't get as big. Okay, there's a dead apple tree, which they're going to replace for free. That was a fall planting. Just never came back. Here's my other apple tree, and I want to say this is a Molly's Delicious, I think. That one that was dead is a Crispin. And here's this one here, and it's got a label on this one still. This is a smokehouse, and it does have cute little apples on it. There's the other one. So they'll be ready sometime early in the fall. And that's it for the trees. If I have my way, I know we get really, really bad rocky soil. So if I have my way, I am going to... My husband gets the backhoe attachment for our tractor down on the other side of the property. Below us, on that side, the hill, I want to plant a lot more trees. So we have, this is me gearing up for self-sufficiency. The stuff that we like to eat. Not really everybody likes peaches, but I do. And peach jam. And I also want to plant some plum trees. I don't care for pears. I don't know if I'll plant any of them. And some other varieties of apple. Because we do eat a lot of applesauce, homemade applesauce. I can open up a pint jar and there's nothing for my 6-year-old to eat the entire jar. So, and I'd rather know what's in it rather than that stuff from the store. Alright, so that's that on the trees. Here, I thought I was going to plant my potatoes in here, my sweet potatoes. But I had decided, my son wanted this marigold, so we bought the marigold plant. This is a hydroponic basil plant. And don't ever listen to that label say, oh, you can't plant that, it'll never grow. They're full of garbage. It looked like it wasn't going to make it there for a while. It looked pretty sad, but it came back. So I'm going to take some of these leaves and I'm going to do cut them up, put them in trays, and put olive oil in them and put them in the freezer to keep. And here's the rest of those plants. These are the sunflowers. I wasn't sure what they are. Hopefully they're not the mammoths, or that's going to be mighty big for that pot. And in case anybody does mind or does care, there's the the lavender plants. They're really coming along nice. I'm really pleased with those. I guess soon they'll be ready to go into bigger pots or in the ground. So that's them. Alright? Okay, here's the garlic that I've picked so far. I gave a bunch of it to my neighbor because I had so much of it, but I am going to start drying this. I did do this a couple years ago, dried it and crushed it up and made my own garlic powder in the, in the Wazzer, little handheld Wazzy thingamajig. These are just your regular white garlic. These are a different variety. Now, last year I ordered early from Baker Creek thinking I'll just beat the rush and get what I want. I ordered a bunch of different garlics. Well, they never came. I kept calling and saying, where's my garlic? It never came. Finally, I said to them, look, you don't have a tracking number for this. You don't have anything. So I ended up getting whatever was left over. And to be honest with you, I don't even remember what it was. But it did finally show up, and I planted it. And this is one of them. This is one of those red garlics. And I don't know if this is supposed to be a hot garlic or, I don't know. We'll find out when I go to use it, I guess. But most of that is going to get dehydrated or preserved at some point somehow. Maybe I'll do them in the olive oil in the fridge again, freezer, and just use them as we go. So yeah, that's the garlic. It's looking good. Actually, this is the stuff that didn't even put scapes out, but they were kind of fell over and kind of looked a little raggedy. So most of them were pretty good size. I got a couple of them that were that size. But I am absolutely pleased with these. I think they look really good. So we'll see when we try them. All right.